Howdy, folks, and good morning. Sorry for the delay here. Had some technical difficulties with Zoom. I suppose Zoom also had a pretty rough tax season. All right, so as per normal, we are going to go ahead and give people a couple more minutes to go ahead and hop in, and then we will dive in and walk through the latest updates. All right, well, we're going to go ahead and dive in here. Got a couple of new exciting updates, and actually the updates that we're mostly going to be talking about are not in Keeper today. So interesting, brave new world brought to us by the courtesy of the Chrome extension. So what I am going to do is I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here. And we're going to hop on into QuickBooks. And we're going to talk about the biggest announcement, the biggest update this month, which is the Ask Keeper AI beta. So if you're still waiting to get access to the beta, my apologies. We are rolling it out slowly. We are still working out some technical kinks, but this is something that we're super excited about. It's already been helpful running our own month-end close, trying to parse out some of the stranger-looking statement descriptors that come in through the bank feed every month. And if you're in the beta, you'll see this Ask Keeper AI button. If you click that button, what this will do is it will do the same kinds of things that you would do if you were trying to figure out how to classify a transaction. So first thing it'll do is it'll look at your similar historical transactions. It'll see if you potentially, if those can potentially be helpful. If they are, then it'll automatically go ahead and suggest a vendor payee, provide an explanation of why it chose that vendor payee, and also provide a category or expense account recommendation. This example doesn't have it, but it will also search Google. So if there are no similar historical transactions, we'll also search Google as well, and then use that to incorporate the answers into the potential recommendation. So if Calendly was not in the similar historical transactions, we would also search Google, and then you'd see Google or Calendly as software, and then it'd make the suggestion that for software here as well. A couple of notes on what this is incorporating. So it's incorporating similar historical transactions. It's incorporating your own vendor and customer list, and it's incorporating your chart of accounts. So it's not just sort of making things up on the fly. It really is learning from your client's own accounting data and using that to make recommendations. One thing I do want to mention here about the AI beta is, as with all new technologies, there are definitely valid questions to ask and concerns. And the question that we've gotten asked the most about this is like, what's being done with the data, who's getting access to what, and as stewards of your client's accounting data, that's a really valid question to ask, and a really valid question, important question for us to answer. So let me talk about what's happening, what's not happening. If you don't click this button here, then we're not going to pass anything to anyone. So it still stays with Keeper, it stays with you, and so if you are not comfortable using any of this AI technology, just don't click the button, and we're not going to do anything with your client's data. That said, if you do click this button, what we are going to pass in is we're going to pass in the statement descriptor. We'll pass in some fragments of your client's accounting information that might be helpful. And then those will go to OpenAI, which powers the GPT GPT 3.5, GPT-4 that we're using to run Keeper AI. And one important point to note is OpenAI does not use all of this for training data. So you're not running the risk of this getting like incorporated and spit out next time someone answers or someone asks a chat GPT's question. So it really is just being kept for your own purposes only. So obviously that was something that we thought a ton about before we rolled this kind of functionality out. If that is still something that you're concerned about, please email me directly. My email is ben.stein@keeper.app. Obviously, security and your client's privacy is our number one consideration. Okay. So next thing I want to move on to here is another update that comes via the Chrome extension, and that's the ability to ask non-transaction questions wherever you are in the world. So let's say, for example, you are on Keeper's Facebook group and you're answering our latest weekly question. And all of a sudden that reminds you, you need to ask your clients a question, or maybe you want to tell them to like go join the Facebook group for some reason. So in the past, you'd need to open up Keeper, go to that client, go to your non-transaction questions, click add question, type in the question, and then and only then would you be able to put that in your client's portal. But now with the new Chrome extension, you can just click add question, type the question you want to ask. And so here we could say, please go answer this question. And just like that, post a question. It's immediately available in your client's portal. So if we refresh the page here, you'll see they now have this question. They can go in and answer it. Simple as that. So this is actually a really quick demo to give. And the benefit is that it is a quick thing to do. So yeah, so a lot more fun stuff in the next couple of weeks and months coming out in the Chrome extension. All of it is designed around how can we give you access to your data, your client's data, your Keeper information more quickly and wherever you are in the world. All right. And then the last thing I want to talk about today is the sort of like polished quality of life update that we made in the past and that we are going to continue to prioritize in the future. So one of the things that we focused on in that past sprint is how can we reduce the amount of times you need to go to the settings page. And so in the past, for example, if you wanted to add a new tag to your options for your non-closing tasks, you would need to go to your gear icon, practice and statements, tasks, and then go to your task or non-closing task tags. So now we just added a settings icon right here. So you can immediately go to that. So if you want to add a tag, you just go right here and add that tag. Similarly, that also applies if you're in your non-transaction questions, for example, and you want to add a tag, but no tag is here. You can also click that gear icon right here, and then go in and immediately add that tag. So that those are the kinds of things I wouldn't normally bring up on a webinar, but these are the kinds of things that we're continuing to focus on to make Keeper a more polished, more seamless user experience for you. And with that note, I want to add a general solicitation for other things like this. So if there's something you're experiencing and it's like, it would be fixed by adding a button or adding an icon or like removing an icon or just something small that you found frustrating. So not like a giant thing you found frustrating, like, oh, I wish you guys had receipt capture, but something small like this, like what I've shown you. What I want you to do is I want you to email small frustrating things at keeper.app. So that's just like this, small frustrating things at keeper.app that will go to me and Kenny personally, and then we'll fix it. Our goal is to continue to polish Keeper, continue to make it a more seamless, more pleasant experience for you and for your team and for your clients. And so anything that you feel like fits that mandate, like not this like crazy, gigantic, like change Keeper to do this entirely new thing, but just like smaller, hey, I wish you guys could have this, shoot us an email. And that's something that we're committed to working on over the next coming weeks and months, but that is increasingly going to become a core part of our product mandate. All right. So with that, those are all the updates that we have in the product for this month. So now I'm going to go ahead and turn over to the chat and Q&A, and we'll dive in there as well. Okay. Craig asked, how soon will the Chrome extension support 2FA-based logins? The answer is soon. It has taken a little bit longer to iron out that wrinkle than we'd like, but we're very much aware of it and working on a fix for it. Deb asked, or Deb just generally mentioned in the chat, asked both, one, where can you find the Chrome extension? And two, as just a side note, where can you find all of these videos to catch up? So both of those things, as well as many others, can be found in our Help Center, which is at help.keeper.app. So you can just search for Chrome extension here. And if you click this first link, that will take you directly to the Chrome extension. So that's where you can unpack all of the new functionality that's available outside of Keeper. So that's right here. I'll drop that in the chat as well. But that you can find in our Chrome extension. And then also webinar recordings are all available here as well. So just search for webinar. You'll find the catch up with Keeper webinars every month. You can see what we updated. The date will take you to a link to that recording. And then all of the tasks or all of the improvements that we made, you can are also linked to here as well, as you can see the specific Help Center article that relates to that functionality. Justin asked if it would be possible to add tasks via the Chrome extension, similar to the Ask Client question feature. You're getting a little ahead of us, Justin. So not today, but I think you have a good finger on the pulse for the kinds of things we're thinking about. Tyler asked, did I wake up being this awesome, or was it a slow process to become this cool? I don't know if Tyler meant for me to publicize what I asked, but the answer is I am the furthest thing from cool. I am just passionately obsessed with making accountants and bookkeepers' lives better and seamless and more streamlined. And so to the extent that y'all find that cool, I appreciate it, and nothing's going to change on that front. All right. Well, folks, those are all of the questions we have in the chat. Oh, one more just came through. Crystal asked, when is Keeper AI going to be available? So the answer is right now it's in a private beta that is a very limited private beta. So we're dripping out slowly new invites, but we don't want to just like give everyone access to this thing. There's still a lot of polish that needs to be done. Still a lot of performance improvements we need to make. So right now, Keeper is just available in private beta. You can go to the type form that I don't have on hand here, but that I will. I'll send along when we send over this recording, and so you can, if you join that invite, we'll send out private access soon-ish, and then generally available for release probably within the next 1 to 2 months. All right. Nick asked if we have any plans to have dark mode. Not currently, but I will discuss them with our engineering team and see if we can change that. All right, folks. Well, it looks like that is, every time I say that is all the questions we have. We get a couple more chats in. But what I am going to do is pop here into Canny. So if no one has seen Canny before, Canny, great tool. I am sure we have a dark mode request here somewhere. All right, here we go. So folks, if you'd like to see dark mode, please add your vote there. We check Canny every single day. We're always looking for things that y'all want to see made better and working on making them better. So dark mode or any other requests, you will find them here in Canny. If you don't find them, please add them. All right. Well, folks, that's all we've got for today. So I'm going to go ahead and draw this webinar to a close. Thank you all so much for taking the time. I hope you all made it through tax season relatively scar-free. We're excited for May and June and July. Saw someone here post that we're speaking at BKX. So I will be at BKX. We'll also be at Scaling New Heights. So we're excited to see you in person, hopefully this summer or sometime thereafter. All right, folks, have a great rest of your month.